Welcome back to The Disciplined Dividend, the podcast that dissects the psychology behind success, not just in finance, but in life. I'm your host, Alex, and today we are diving deep into a topic that separates the perennial winner from the casual gambler, the quiet, often forgotten power of constructive self-criticism.
And Alex, I'm thrilled to be here. My name is Ben, and as someone who has consulted with hundreds of professional traders, I can tell you that this topic, self-criticism, is the single greatest predictor of longevity and profitability I've ever seen. It's not about the model, it's about the mirror.
The mirror, I like that. Let's start with the central puzzle that haunts every person who enters the market. You have two traders. They're both using the exact same technical setup, say a moving average cross. They have the same amount of capital and access to the exact same information flow. Yet after 6 months, one is profitable and the other is wiped out. Why is that? Where is the definitive answer hiding, if not in the charts?
It's hiding in the gap between what they know and how they behave. We are constantly bombarded with expertise, the knowledge of candlestick patterns, macroeconomic reports, and algorithmic setups. But that expertise just gets you to the starting line. What allows you to cross it and stay in the game is experience, and that experience is driven by mental toughness. Specifically, the capacity for objective self-analysis, what we call constructive self-criticism.
So technical and fundamental analysis, they're just table stakes, right? They give you a thesis. The difference is the human factor. But let's clarify this. Most people, when they lose a trade, are already self-critical. They feel angry, they berate themselves. How do we distinguish that emotional self-flagellation from constructive self-criticism?
That distinction is crucial. When you lose money, your brain registers a pain response, almost like a physical wound. That's a concept behavioral economists call loss aversion. This pain, if unmanaged, immediately morphs into anger or frustration, and that is a learning killer. It puts you into a defensive emotional state. Constructive self-criticism, on the other hand, is the objective, almost cold evaluation of self. You're trying to separate the person who made the decision from the scientist who is analyzing the experiment's result.
That's a powerful metaphor. The scientist analyzing the experiment. That brings us directly to the definitive tool mentioned in the source material, the trading journal. If a scientist doesn't record their variables and results, it's not science. So what makes a trading journal a scientific tool rather than just an accounting ledger?